World Cup Digest number 23. We're back at it again with myself and Dominic Rich FC. And today we had our first semifinal result. And now we have the identity of one of our finalists for the 2022 World Cup in Qatar. And bro, let's just go ahead and jump right into it. A result that was not unexpected, but the fashion in which it happened a little bit so.
Yeah, 3-0. And this is I have to fact check, but they've been saying that this is Croatia's worst World Cup defeat ever. Which is crazy when you think about it, you know what I mean? And I have to give it up to Croatia, man. I never expected them to make another semifinals, and the fact that they did so when a lot of people didn't even think they would qualify for the World Cup after a lot of their stars. I think I counted about 15 different players from the last World Cup squad not in this squad, and for them to come back so strongly, it has to be a success. So Croatian fans watching this, it is a success. This World Cup, it's been a success. Zlatko Dalic, he didn't put a foot wrong, in my opinion. He did what he had to do. He put out the best teams possible. And it was just Argentina. They just had everything going for them on the day. They had luck going for them. They played the better football when they had the ball, because Croatia had most of the ball, more opportunities as well. It's just that Argentina, they were more clutch on the day than Croatia. And they run away with a 3-0 victory, the exact scoreline of the Croatia versus Argentina group match back in 2018. And you know what's crazy? I actually watched highlights for that match today. And as one-sided as that result looked in 2018, it was not a one-sided game at all. And now you go back and you look at it, it wasn't one-sided. It was pretty even. And of course, we know until Caballero made a horrible mistake and scooped the ball up for Ribic. And then Croatia got the goal, and then Modric strike from distance. But Argentina they were always having opportunities. They got opportunities. It's just that Vida was putting in some big blocks, and I was saying, oh man, they needed Vida today, but unfortunately he was on the bench. But Argentina, I have to say, they got their revenge, man, on Croatia. And it's just sad to see that it was so one-sided. This was more one-sided than the game in 2018.
I agree with you overall. I thought that both sides had basically neutralized each other in the first 20 to 30 minutes.
Yep.
There were even moments where I think Croatia was winning the midfield battle, and I was watching and I was like, wow, like they're snuffing out everything Argentina's going forward. But when Argentina scored the penalty with Messi, it was as if Croatia, you expected them to revert back into, okay, this is their comfort zone. They're used to being in this kind of situation. But Argentina just never allowed them to generate that any whiff of a comeback, really. And I think that I agree with you. I remember that match in 2018. This one was more emphatic, particularly in the second half. I think Argentina, they just did everything they could to just not allow Croatia to come back into this game, and they could have scored a couple more times. McAllister missed one. I think he forced Livakovic into a save, or he put it wide, rather. There were other moments where I think Julian Alvarez, he could have had a hat trick before he was subbed off.
Messi's shot was saved by Livakovic down to his right.
Yeah.
Very good opening. Yeah,
and this is, I think, overall, it's Argentina's best 90 minutes that they played this World Cup.
So just to go back square one, the lineups, man. Something that I noticed, I don't know if anyone noticed this, but I haven't watched any analysis of the match yet. I have not. So this is something that I noticed, right? When I saw that Lisandro Martinez got dropped to the bench and Paredes came in, this is something that Argentina did that won them the game, in my opinion. We talked about that Croatian midfield and how good they've been, and been one of the best midfields at the World Cup. Argentina packed up their midfield. Look at that. That's 4 midfielders playing. These guys are all in the midfield. These guys are not in the wings, on the wings. Of course, they'll run over to the wing and help out or whatever. But DePaul is not a winger. McAllister's not a winger. These guys played as midfielders to negate the threat and the stronghold that Kovacic, Modric, and Brozovic do have on games. So you got to give it to Scaloni. That was a masterclass, I think, for bringing in Paredes, because look what it did. Even though Croatia had a lot of the ball, it was a lot of sideways and switching and backways, and it was nothing passing the midfield. And when Argentina had the ball, they were going through Croatia's midfield with ease because you had one or two other players to draw that player over there to create space. And you go back to that. Oh man, listen, bro. That ball, okay, first of all, the penalty, in my opinion, I don't understand how it's been given a penalty, because I don't know if you agree or you disagree, but the ball, I think I had to do some research, because I think that was Enzo Fernandez with that ball. That ball split the Croatian defense totally. Yes. And I think Croatia got a bit naive because they had a set piece, and they had the set piece, and I think the defenders were like higher up the field, and they were like sleeping a bit, flat-footed. That ball cut through both Lovren and Vardiel, and I was like, and the run made by Alvarez, his pace. I'm telling you, when I first saw this guy playing for River Plate, when he scored about 5 goals in the Copa Libertadores, I was like, God damn, he's a poacher. He's quick. He always keeps running, and it's like he just has an eye for goal. He's deadly in front of goal, and for him to get in between there, I think it was harsh for the referee not even to go and look at VAR, because where's Livakovic supposed to go? He didn't. And not as if Livakovic stuck out a leg and took him down, in my opinion. He flicked the ball over. Livakovic made himself big, and then Alvarez ran into Livakovic. So how is that a penalty?
Yeah, I agree. I thought it was harsh.
How is it a penalty? You know what I'm saying?
It looked like they were inevitably heading for a collision, Alvarez and Livakovic. Stu Holden on the Fox Sports commentating was saying that it's a penalty because even though Livakovic looked like they're inevitably going to collide, he still is in a position where he's denying Alvarez a goal-scoring opportunity. But even then, it's like...
But he didn't make himself... He didn't move or shift to stop him, though. It was
I agree.
It was like the moment he tried to save the ball, Alvarez ran into him, his follow-through. And I was like, that should not have been given a penalty and a yellow card, in my opinion. They should have waved that one away, because if they did, it would have been a more even contest. I think Croatian heads dropped after that goal a bit. You know what I'm saying? I think they were a bit disappointed that there wasn't even a check. There was a time before where, the referee Asato, there was a foul on the Croatian player, and he didn't call. He allowed the play to continue, and then as soon as the Argentinian player got fouled, he stopped. And I was like, okay.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
That was pretty early in the game.
Yeah, there was a foul on I forgot who was on the Croatian side, but then like a few seconds later, Paredes went to ground.
Exactly. So look, it was a good battle. The first 30 minutes, I was like, okay, we got a game. But then the next 10 minutes, because of course Argentina went down and Alvarez, through a Croatian set piece, they counterattacked. Messi laid off for Alvarez, got fouled. Referee allowed the play to continue, which is good. But how lucky was Alvarez, though? That ball flicked off the Croatian Juranovic about maybe twice. Sosa tried to clear it away. He failed to do so, and it fell nicely to Alvarez, who put away. It's just determination, you know what I mean?
Well, it deflected 3 times.
Yeah.
I think of Livakovic too, the final time.
Exactly.
It took 11 seconds because Croatia had a corner, and then Argentina went quickly on the break. 11 seconds down the field, he just ran straight with like tunnel vision. Julian Alvarez.
The thing is, I think that knocked the stuffing out of Croatia. Even though they still ended up getting most of the ball, it's tough, bro. Coming back, okay. You mentioned, okay, going down 1 goal, yeah. Okay, that's fine. That's familiar territory for Croatia. Yeah. But going down 2 goals, that was hard. And Croatia put up a good fight when they were down 2. I think they could have come back in the game. But when the second half came and Messi did what he did to Vardy all day, man, that was nasty. That was nasty. And with that being said, I do have a fan video that I can share. I can share this because this is a fan video. Okay. This is not a video from FIFA or anything. So we got to take a look at this. You see what I'm saying? Because that was like too nasty. You see what I mean? That was too nasty. So I'm going to just share this really quick so you guys can see exactly. You guys should know what I'm talking about. But this right here, bro, let's take a look at this. Look at this.
Disgusting. Yep.
Stand still. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that.
Yep.
Look at that, bro.
I saw a tweet that said that Messi just caused Vardy's next transfer to go down 2 million euros.
Bro, look, you got to give it to Vardy still. You're coming up against one of the GOATs, if not the GOAT. And, bro, Messi does he even get tired, bro?
Because, he's 35. He's 35.
Yeah, does he get tired? Because what he just did to Vardy there, like a 20-year-old. You see what I mean? He pulled him this way and pulled him back that way and cut around him. You know? But then again, if you look back at this video, right? Let's look back at this. Is there any time that Vardy could have taken down Messi? Look at this, right? Look at this. Take him out right there, right there, right there. Look, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You know,
make the tactical foul.
Listen, you gotta take him out, bro. You gotta listen. If this was Otamendi, even though Otamendi's not my favorite player, if that was Otamendi, if that was freaking Lisandro or that was Romero, that player's gone. He's taking him out. He's taking a yellow card because no way you allow Messi. And I think that third goal definitely all hope was gone for Croatia. 2-0, you could get back in the game. It doesn't matter how late. We saw what the Dutch did. But when you allow Messi to do something like this, And with that being said, bro, look at this. Look at this. This is nuts. Look at this. That's in Argentina. That's a lot of people, bro. Oh my God. Wow. That's a lot of people in one square. That is a lot of people in one square, bro.
During what moment of the match was this?
I think this is after the win, most likely after the win, you know, so.
Oh, man.
Bro, Croatia, they got the stuffing knocked out of them, and I have to give it to them. They were graceful in defeat and humble, you know what I mean? They didn't cry and whine like Uruguay did and like Argentina did the other night when they almost lost to the Dutch. It was, you know, they went out peaceful, you know what I'm saying? And I think they feel defeated.
They knew they were outclassed.
Yeah,
they would feel like maybe one or two decisions could have gone the other way in their favor. But overall, I think they could have very few complaints about this result because it was richly deserved for Argentina. And
exactly,
man, Messi is on something else, man. At the moment, I can't recall a consistent string of 2 or 3 performances in international football that I've seen him play like this. And what's more is that, unlike in 2014, all these guys up front help him. All these guys, Alvarez, Enzo, Molina, McAllister, these are guys in their early 20s. Yeah. Back in 2014, he was instrumental in a lot of Argentina's creativity and their goals going forward. Messi, but he didn't have that support. He had fucking Higuain.
Yeah. But Higuain in 2014 was still very young because in 2010, he was only like 22. So he was only like 26 in 2014. Higuain wasn't old. You see
He
what I'm
wasn't.
saying?
He wasn't old, but my
He
sentence,
was
I'll
just
say,
missing everything. Him and Lavezzi, man.
that's what I was gonna say. Like, these guys are finishers.
Yeah, he didn't have the
Actually,
support, man. Alvarez he's nasty, man.
he's got 4 goals already in this
Look
tournament.
at that, bro. Alvarez could actually win the Golden Boot.
Yeah.
If he scores a brace in the final and Messi or Mbappe, let's say Mbappe doesn't make the final, or he doesn't score, Alvarez could win the Golden Boot.
Yep.
You see what I mean?
Yeah.
He could win the Golden Boot. So look, Messi, he's leading the Golden Ball race, and he has 5 goals, and he also picked up 3 assists, more than Kylian Mbappe. You know, Mbappe got 2. So Messi is winning the Golden Ball race. And I saw you had a debate on whoever won both awards before and things like that. You know what I mean?
He could win both.
Yeah. What did Diego Forlan won the ball in 2010, right?
Yeah, Diego Forlan won the Golden Ball. I think it was Thomas Muller that won the Golden Boot that year.
Yeah, Forlan, man. Oh man, it's a baller. You know. But yeah, man, Messi's been consistent. And I have to say, you know, Argentina was my pick to win the whole thing. And at least I predicted right in terms of who will get to the final. And that's Argentina.
Same
I did
here.
predict Belgium to get to the final, but these guys have been home. You know what I'm saying? They probably start doing gardening and all of that. They probably had enough time to, you know, do so many things around the house since they got knocked out, bro.
Well, you and I both got a finalist right, and the other finalists we picked had group stage exits because you had Belgium, I had Denmark.
Wow, Denmark, man. Denmark made you look real bad. So did Belgium.
I thought, I had Argentina, Denmark as my final. You had our Argentina, Belgium. So yeah.
Yes. So look, man. We talked the Golden Ball. We talked the Golden Boot, bro. Morocco. We look at the game tomorrow, and then we're gonna look at you know, just briefly. We look at a game coming up tomorrow here, Morocco, France. Do you think Morocco, bro? The thing is, right? The thing is, does Morocco have one last big performance in them, 1 or 2? We know they'll get to the 3rd place match at least. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But could, you know, when one side of the bracket failed to have excitement on a day, like when there's a one-sided game on one side of the bracket, the other side always gives you a classic. You see what I mean? Because the game today was not a classic by any stretch of the imagination. Could this game be a classic, or we could see yet another one-sided affair where France beats Morocco like 3-0, and you're like, okay, well, what happened to the defense? You know what I mean?
Well, after watching Argentina, Croatia, one of the first things that came to my mind was, I hope this is not a repeat. There's not a repeat in this game where you have another one-sided affair, because that can give people the inaccurate perception that, oh, you know, Croatia, Morocco, they kind of fluked out by getting this far, etc.
Yeah.
It's not the case at all. Anyone who's been paying attention, it's not. That's a very dumb take. I think Morocco has one more in them. I think they certainly can. But if we're talking briefly about this upcoming game, it's going to be difficult. Because we saw how England were able to contain Mbappe, but I don't know if Morocco will be able to do that here. And even if they can, we see that France have so many go-to other options that can change the complexion of the game just like that.
Yeah.
And of course, Morocco doesn't have, I think, the quality that England does. But what I think goes in Morocco's favor, they got a lot of momentum, very well disciplined. The cultural rivalry, they'll love nothing more than to beat France in a World Cup, make a dream run to the final. And they've already beaten 3 big teams, not one. They've beaten 3. They've beaten Belgium, Spain, and Portugal. So I think they have one more. I think they can have one more in them, but it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be
tough. Listen, man, I went for Morocco to do it. Morocco, listen, made this World Cup even more memorable for for your country, for the team, and for us as football fans to see an African team, an underdog, a dark horse get to the final. You see what I mean? And Croatia, where Croatia failed today, you could learn a lot and you could, go one better. Or else we'll see Croatia, Morocco in the third place match, which won't be a bad game. I think we'll have a very open game of football with that one, where teams will now play a bit freer, seeing that the pressure is off. But look, do you think Zlatko Dalic would continue as Croatia's manager? And another thing, this could be Luka Modric, his final World Cup match. We may see the last of Dejan Lovren at the World Cup as well. The last of Domagoj Vida, even though he didn't feature. You see, those more experienced guys. Maybe a Marcelo Brozovic, maybe he got one more World Cup in him. But and this could be the last for Ivan Perisic as well. So just want to mention those, notable mentions. And, Messi. Is a narrative around Messi winning the World Cup, or referees actually giving decisions to help Messi? There's a lot of talking points around that, you know what I mean? But to be fair, they went out there, Argentina, and did their thing, and it was a deserved win, even though they got some lucky decisions and they got some things that went their way. They didn't, allow Croatia to come back and score against them.
Yeah.
You see what I mean?
Something that Croatia has been able to do time and time again, which is saying a lot. And I think Argentina is also growing into the tournament. Like I said, with they've managed to keep a clean sheet here. With each passing match, they've gotten better.
Yeah.
And going back to Zlatko Dalic, because you asked me, do I see him staying on? I think he's earned the right to stay on for a little bit longer. I mean, Croatia has an opportunity to win something as early as next summer. They're in the semifinals of the Nations League.
And the Euros, yeah.
And the Euros. So I would like to see Modric and some of the others at least sticking on for one more.
I think Modric should stick around for the Euros. That would be a nice way to bow out at the Euros. You know what I'm saying? In Germany. So is there anything else I wanted to mention, man? Anything else you wanted to touch on before we call it a day today?
You want to give a quick fire prediction for tomorrow's semi?
We did do a whole episode on that, you know what I mean? So I'm going for Morocco.
It'll be the first final since 1930, the first ever World Cup final that has no European teams, if you're right.
Yeah, I think France would win, but I'm going for Morocco still, bro. You know what I mean? But I think France would win the game, man. But I want Morocco to win. I'm just being real.
I'm going 2-0 for France. I think that I think Morocco can take it to halftime all square 0-0, but I think France will break them down and win 2-0. And they'll finally get their first clean sheet in this World Cup.
Yep, there's probably a lot of things that I could talk about, a lot of things that I could touch on, but I think I touched on most things for Croatia. Dalic, Modric, the way the team played, the transition, the match against Argentina. For Argentina, I think we touched on most things. Oh, shout out to Paulo Dybala for getting some minutes, you know what I mean? And one Foyt, Angel Correa. These guys got some minutes. Lionel Scaloni, he's only lost 5 games, man, so give it up to him. He's managed over 50 matches. Man only lost 5, so give it up to him. And we touch on most things. Zlatko Dalic, we touch on it. Argentina look poised to win the World Cup. Messi's first, but there's a team that could also play sport. It could be one of France or it could be Morocco. I have a feeling if France gets to the final, Messi's party could get crashed, seriously spoiled. Yeah. But if Morocco gets into the final, then I think it'll be a more welcoming final for Lionel Messi and Argentina.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you never underestimate Morocco and what they will have done to get here if they get to the final. But Argentina, just in my opinion, they don't enter a final against France as the favorites. They don't enter the final against France as a favorite because France can play like absolute manure and still win. And the thing with Argentina is even though I love what Messi's done this World Cup, if France finds a way to neutralize him, they're in big trouble, because when he's not scoring goals, he's creating opportunities for goals.
Another thing, there was a scare today when he was holding his hamstring. I was like, oh no. If Messi goes off, Argentina are done today. But for some reason, he stayed in. So I don't know.
But then he made those runs like he was 18 years old again after that.
Yeah, I don't know what it was. Maybe some adrenaline, man. Maybe the adrenaline. And another thing, Argentina, they've never made it to a semifinal without advancing to the final. So history, was on their side, and they continued into another final, man.
Imagine the scenes when 23-year-old Mbappe is walking past Messi with his second World Cup trophy, and Messi retires at 35 with nothing. I feel like a piece of my soul will die if I see it.
That's crazy, man. That's crazy. But look, it was a fun episode. You know what I mean? We could talk. We could continue talking, but we'll leave it under 30 minutes today. I think that's fair. And this is my review of the match today too. You know what I mean? I didn't get to review the game. I was pretty tired, and I didn't have the energy. Plus, I had to drop my wife to the mall. You know what I'm saying? So, you know how that goes, man, with the wife and the girlfriends, man. So you can't be downstairs making videos and the wife has to go somewhere. No. But take it away, man. Episode 23. It's been another epic one. Congrats to Argentina. Hard luck to Croatia. Good luck to both France and Morocco tomorrow. Let's see who joins Argentina in the final as the 2022 FIFA World Cup winds down. Only 3 matches to go.
Yeah, so thanks for having me on again. You can find me on my my YouTube channel, link in the description box below. You can also find me on Twitter, which I'm sure Dom will also link, Football Pharaoh at Soccer Pharaoh. That's at @soccer_Pharaoh.
Well, I haven't been linking your Twitter, though. I've just been linking your channel, so.
How dare you?
But they'll find you, man. They'll find you. Soccer Pharaoh on Twitter, guys. Soccer Pharaoh.
And episode 24 is coming up tomorrow. We only got 3 more games left in this competition, and we're going to finally know who is going to be in that final on Sunday, and who will duke it out for the consolation bronze. Which, by the way, I'm looking forward to that too. I love third place games in the World Cup. A lot of people dunk on them, but I think they're good.
Yeah, we'll. I think episode 25 we could do the third place, and 26 we could do the final. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah, we could predict those. We could talk about those. Get videos out.
Hopefully, we'll see you soon, guys. God willing. Peace out. Take care.
Peace.